Hello and welcome back to episode 24 of my AllTheMods10 SSP playthrough. In this episode, we're going to finish making our Silent Gear bow and then get into some more productive bees, as well as finally upgrading our refined obsidian armor. So now that we have all of our materials, I am going to make the bow here. So the first thing is going to be the mixed fabric, the refined obsidian, and the tool rod to make the bow itself. And then we're going to want to put the coating, the tip, the grip on, as well as the binding. So this is going to be our full bow essentially. Then we're going to want to make some arrows. I think, yeah, we get 50 each from here, which is awesome. And then we're going to want to put the coating on. So it does look like there's a little bit of a glitch. Whenever I make these with the binding, it only takes one, but I get all 50 of them out. So I'm personally not complaining. I think these are... Yeah, so the 50 ones are the ones with the coating, which is why I only wanted to really make one tool rod, only really needed to make one. So that is, again, not complaining about that. I am going to want to put some enchants on this, though. But at least for now, we have the full and completed bow. I do want to test this out. I want to test it out on... let me see. What is near us? We have a skeleton... Yeah, bow on bow fight. Yeah, not really a fight. So it's definitely, again, not the most powerful bow, but it's definitely a good bow. And I mean, at this point in the game, we had easily accessible all of the materials, so not that bad, honestly. We're definitely going to be testing it out on the Ender Dragon, though, soon. First thing is first, though, I would like to look into actually enchanting our bow. So I have marked here Power 5, Infinity, Punch, Unbreaking, Mending, and Endless Quiver. So I would like to make all of these. I believe if we, I know if we put Infinity on, we're not going to be able to put Mending on, but I'm pretty sure if we put Endless Quiver, or I'm not sure if Mending will be able to work with Endless Quiver. So the reason why I have both of these marked is because Infinity works with most bows, but it might not work with the modded bow. I actually can't remember if Infinity works with the Silent Gear bows. So Endless Quiver is basically the modded version of Infinity enchantment. It will let you shoot unlimited arrows. So we're just going to probably just make both and do a little bit of testing again, because again, I forget. And so we'll probably be making all of these with Mystical Agriculture because I believe, have a decent amount of experience essence stored up. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of the materials collected. We're going to need flint. We're going to need spectral arrows. We're going to need some string. We're going to need some obsidian for the unbreaking, some wither skulls for the mending, which shouldn't be a problem. And then Endless Quiver is actually a quest through the Arrow of the Wither. So I did actually go ahead and make some more arrows because we might not be able to actually make Endless Quiver right now, and I checked, we don't have the enchanted book for it. But in order to make that, we are going to need a lingering potion, and that's going to require dragon's breath. So in order to get that, we need to fight the Ender Dragon anyways. So might as well at least try the Infinity for now. If that doesn't work, oh well, we'll make the Endless Quiver later, because again, with that kind of glitch, we have plenty of arrows that we can make. So now that all of the books have been made, I went ahead and made a Power 6, Punch 3, Unbreaking 5, and the Mending book. So we're going to put the Power on first, and then the Punch, because we know we want those. We know we want the Unbreaking as well. And let's go ahead and put on the Infinity and give this a try. We might have to take it off, but so we have 18... yeah, it looks like, yeah, the Infinity is not working, so unfortunate. But let's see, can we put the mending on? No, so we're gonna basically have to reset this. Some levels lost, but no matter. I am going to get the anvil. I need how many books? 4 books, yeah, to get the Infinity off. So we'll be back and we'll just replace the Infinity with the mending for now. Now that we got all of the appropriate enchants on our bow, again, just taking that Infinity off, looks like, yep, still one shots. Perfect. So don't want to waste too many of these arrows in preparation. But so the next item on our list actually is we're going to make a quick trip into the other. We are not going to be staying there for too long, but I already went ahead and made a teleport pad, so I'll see you guys in the nether. So we'll just place this right beside our nether portal for now. And again, same thing, shift right click. And I did that. I think it is loading currently. Yes, it was just loading. So we have gotten into the other. So you're going to spawn in this like really weird, I don't even know, just underground somewhere. We're gonna just dig our way to the top, and honestly the main thing, the reason why I just wanted to take a quick peek in here is for some of this ancient stone, and I think we drop some. And the other good thing about this creative light is you do not take fall damage, so if you do have feather falling or something like that, you do not need that anymore. But so we were just quickly wanting to come into here to collect some of this ancient stone. And oh goodness, looks like we have another fantastic spawn. So we spawned right beside one of these structures that we were going to need to find. This is an ancient pyramid. And so as of right now, this is basically the main boss, the piglich. It does like a little bit of damage, but apparently the mod authors are currently working to make these guys a lot more difficult. Again, as of right now, not very difficult. And I really quickly want to make a model framework because we are going to need to have this for hostile neural networks and create a model matrix frame for him. Let me see. I'm getting shot at by blazes, and it's not a very fun time. But we'll go ahead and put that in here and give this guy a good old smackaroon. He does have 9,999 HP. So I'm going to kill him, just smack him around a little bit. Again, not very difficult right now. In the future, he probably will be, so just be wary of that if you're playing on a later version. But so, yeah, I'm just going to smack him around a little bit and, yeah, hopefully get a piglich heart from him. And now with that ancient stone, we can actually duplicate our vibranium smithing template. So I'm just going to get a handful of these guys. I already went ahead and crafted up a set of diamond armor. I think 32 will be good for now. I definitely want to save some AllTheMods to make the AllTheMods seeds later. We are going to have to go into the end in order to make those, but let's go ahead and just upgrade all of this to vibranium armor. And boom, we now finally have some upgraded armor. Vibranium is technically, if we take a look at the quest log, a little bit better than the refined obsidian, so definitely wanted to just go ahead and make this, and we got some of the armor rewards out of the way here. I believe, yes, we also got some rewards for finding the ancient pyramid, making the some vibranium armor, all of that good stuff. So get all of those collected, and we will go ahead now and replace at least those 3 pieces, not the chest plate because we can't fly with this chest plate, unfortunately, but awakened armor is actually still technically better than vibranium. It's 36 instead of 32, so the chest plate here, plus 12 armor, plus, what is it, 3.5 armor toughness, and the chest plate here is plus 9 and plus 9, so you get a little bit more armor toughness, I believe. Yeah, but not as much armor itself. So this one does have durability as well, so we might want to think about putting mending on this too, just so we can get this fixed when needed, but that will come at a later date. But awesome, glad to have some better protection and armor. I also kind of gave up on the piglich as well, just smacking him around for like 5 minutes and never really got anywhere with him, so we'll definitely come back to him once we have a better sword. So now that we have creative flying, we now have better armor, a great bow. I also went ahead and made some additional looting books. Now we have looting 6. I'm like super stoked to go fight the Ender Dragon, so just put a pause on productive bees. We'll probably get quickly to it as we get back, hopefully. But I do want to go find the end portal. Now, we don't actually need to use these Eyes of Ender. We can use the Structures Compass and find the, I think, end portal. What is it called? I forget what the Stronghold. Let's look up Stronghold, and we're looking for the overworld. I think it's Young's Better Strongholds. I think, yeah, this looks like the direction it's going in. So yeah, since we have the structure compass, might as well go ahead, turn on our jetpack, and fly the 1,000 blocks over to the end portal. So it looks like we are here now. I'm going to go ahead and dig down a little bit. Oh, looks like we found a dungeon underneath. That is kind of funny. So yes, the Stronghold itself is super renovated from, there's one of the mods that kind of gives it a little bit of remodel, a little rework. I am going to cheese this a little bit just because I really don't feel like just wandering around. I'm not like one that's incredibly big on exploring, so I am going to try to find this stronghold by, again, cheesing it a little bit, looking through the walls, seeing which way we need to go. Aha! And after looking through some walls, we have managed to find our way. Go ahead and break this to the end portal. Now, the end is also going to look a little bit different. Before we go in, haven't had to fight the Ender Dragon in a little while. Go ahead and put all of this stuff away. I don't believe there's anything else I really want from the Ender Dragon besides for the Dragon's Breath at this time. I can't think of anything, but we are going to set a portal or a waypoint to let us know that the end portal is here, and we will make our way through. So as we come into the end, the Ender Dragon will start to spawn, and we'll hear these little bells with these giant towers around. They will turn into the end crystals and this little like central structure. And let me go ahead and try to muffle the Ender Dragon. Yeah, I do want to muffle his death in the growl. We'll just go ahead and do that. I don't know. I love how they renovated the end. It's not like too much. What I don't like is the little like purple haze fog that's around here. But we'll go ahead and just destroy all of these with everything that we have. And honestly, we didn't have to fight the Ender Dragon now, but with everything that we have and how easy, you know, how progressed you can get from just the overworld and the nether alone. You do have to go into the nether for some progression like we did, but you can definitely just even fight the Ender Dragon without really going into the nether if you just find one of the blaze spawners. And I think I heard it shoot, yes. And we'll go ahead and collect up some of that. And I'm actually going to turn on hit boxes shown for the time being, just so we can find the Dragon's Breath a little bit easier, because I do probably want a full stack of that. Go ahead and just, yeah, I think we got that one. We haven't gotten all of them, have we? We might have. Let's go ahead and, no, we can't shoot yet, or we can. Oh my goodness, that almost took a quarter of his health. That is crazy. I don't want to kill him just yet. I want to shoot him one more time. Yeah, that maybe more like a fifth of his health. That's a pretty solid bow. Again, probably not the most powerful in the mod pack, but definitely not to be laughed at. I do want him to shoot, yes, a couple more Dragon's Breaths, so, because again, I'm hoping for an entire stack of this. So it actually looks like the Dragon's Breath on the ground stays for a little bit longer, so we see the hitbox go, but I'm still able to right-click. I was able to get actually 2 stacks of the Dragon's Breath pretty quickly. So we'll just go ahead, and we have been being merciful. Now, my mercy has ended now that I got what I want, and I will go ahead and just put an end to him. Now, one of the things that I did want as we collect the XP and turn off these hitboxes, they are kind of annoying, which is why I wanted to get that off camera, are going to be, though, these dragon scales. We get some dragon scales from couple of different mods, but the dragon scales from Mystical Agriculture will allow us to craft not only the dragon egg crux, but allow us to craft the mystical soil that we need in order to plant the AllTheMods and the vibranium seeds. So we'll be making a couple of these magical soils, are going to need a lot of insanium, so we'll probably be doing that, crafting that up in the background. We also get some dragon scales from Forbidden Arcanus, which are going to be useful later for some of these dragon scales, the golden dragon scale, the silver, and the aquatic dragon scale. We can use these for the Hephaestus Forge as well. And I, again, don't really play with iron spells and spell books, but apparently you can use these for a dragon skin spell book from them. I'm guessing it's a powerful spell book. I wouldn't know. The one thing I did forget, though, and I should have done this, I don't know why I forgot. Make sure you, when you fight the Ender Dragon, I knew we were forgetting something, is to get a model framework of it, because we are going to need, eventually, for the ATM star, we are going to need a self-aware dragon model. I think that's for the Dragon Soul, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So we need an Ender Dragon data model, and we need it to be self-aware. So we either need to kill a ton of Ender Dragons, which I don't recommend doing. You only have to kill 2 to get the basic model. So I would recommend just killing 2, getting the model framework, and then letting it run in your system. Now, it is going to take up FE instead, and it's about, as you saw, like 4K FE a tick, so it's not going to be for the early middle game, probably going to be for later game, but we are going to also make some end crystals if we are able to. Let's go ahead, make 4 of these. We're going to respawn the Ender Dragon a couple of times, and actually, before I do, I just remembered we can make a piston and a lever to get this dragon egg. So now we got that, I do want to get the Ender Dragon off a couple more times. I probably won't show this one on camera. Again, the level that we're at with Grade of Flight and everything, we're not really... It's not really much of a fight, if I'm being honest. So I'll probably make some more end crystals, fight the Ender Dragon 2 more times, and come back after we're done fighting him for the second time. So the Ender Dragon has been killed 2 more times. We now have the basic model for the Ender Dragon. Again, there's only 2, and to get the advanced, it's only 4. But again, instead of killing it 4 more times, I'm probably just going to let it run through the hostile neural network. The one thing of note is the more times you do fight the Ender Dragon, the more of these gated towers will spawn up. I think there's now 4 of them, but I'm pretty sure the Ender Dragon itself doesn't really get harder. We actually, if you can even see, I didn't even destroy any of the end crystals. The bow basically just outpowered the end crystals. It chunked off too much damage for the Ender Dragon to handle. So yeah, it was pretty easy. Not really, again, much of a fight, but we'll make our way home. So now that we are back home, all safe and sound, I taught our system how to make the insanium blocks, and yeah, looks like we are going to need some additional crafting CPUs. That is to be expected. I think our most is 128. I think it's about time for an upgrade for that anyway, so let me go and work on that for a little bit. So just made a few more 64K crafting storage. We will get to the 256 sooner rather than later. The only reason why I haven't done that is because we are probably going to need to make some sky stone seeds for that. But so just going to go ahead and on the sides of each of here, just place in some additional crafting storages, and then just go ahead and surround them with the coprocessors. And part of the reason why I don't mind doing this is because the more, well, coprocessors you have, the faster it will go. So if we just make it bigger, we are going to want more at some point, sooner rather than later. But now if we go ahead and try to make the 8 Insanium blocks that we need, will I be able to? Yes. And look at that, 20 minutes remaining, even with, let's try to put the other master infusion crystal in. Yeah, if you just click it, take it out, put it back in, it'll recognize it. Yeah, I brought it all the way down to 14 and it is zooming down. So still a decent amount of time, but yeah, it's a lot of crafting 72K. So we will let that run in the background. For now though, let's get back quickly into productive bees. So this has definitely been running in the background. We got a ton of honeycomb, some pollen in some honey bottles. Behind here, I am going to make a separate, yeah, it might be fun to do another compact storage network. I honestly think that I'm just going to create a wall of storage drawers behind these hives, though, just because it might be a little bit easier for automation. We will see, though. But if we go ahead and take a look, I want to look up productive bees, and I want to go ahead and get a lot of these nests. So this nest actually does have a slimy bee, which we are going to need. But I would like some more slimy bees just to be able to breed them up. So go ahead and get the spruce, the oak. It looks like, yeah, this one has the resin bee. We have the nether brick nest, which is empty. We have some ambers, which I'm going to try to find out what that is for. And then the dirt nest with the leaf cutter bee. And I think I should have, some more adult bees and a chocolate mining bee, which is going to be super helpful. So I went ahead and made all the materials for all of the basic nests that we're going to need. So we're going to need the dark oak one, the jungle one, and just all the different wood types here. Now, the next one we're going to need is the bamboo nest, which I'm actually not familiar with this nest. I don't know what bees you can get from it, but the next one after that's going to be the gravel, then the sand. We already have the dirt nest, and it looks like the reed nest is going to be next. And it looks like we are missing some snow. Forgot to make that, but that is not a problem. Now, we are going to need some iron swords for the next tier. So we're going to need a quartz nest, and we are going to need a quartz in netherrack. So it looks like, yeah, we can actually craft that up. I think we're going to need like 5 iron swords, I want to say. I could be wrong. I should have probably only made 4, just so that looks like we are missing a wooden sword as well. Miscounted that one. And I actually think we need a wooden sword, for the soul sand. So yeah, just miscounting the number of wooden swords that we need. Thought they were actually iron because they're a little bit more higher end, higher tier. And then for the obsidian and the nether gold, we are going to need a 2 diamond swords. So definitely miscounted on the iron swords there, but not a problem. This one, though, we might actually need to run our... Yeah, let's go ahead and try to run this just for like 1 tick, basically. And we'll go ahead and let it run and stop and get the iron, because I think we can actually make the nether... No, we need... Okay, yeah, that actually makes sense. We need the gold ore. So I will configure this to add a new filter, new tag, C:/or/gold. Go ahead and save that, and now let this one run for just a tick here, so we get the gold ore. Any kind of gold ore looks like it works, and we'll go ahead and make that. Perfect. So lots of nests, absolutely tons and tons and tons of nests. We are not going to use all of them at this time. And the eggs just keep coming, man. I don't know what's up with that. I haven't really looked into it, but let me know if you know down in the comments if I am missing anything. So it looks like, though, all of these quests can be marked off. And so we're not going to get any one in particular as of yet. We're definitely going to need some in particular, but let's go ahead and take a look at the quest chain. So first things first is the slimy bee and the glowing bee. Looks like the glowing bee comes, yes, from the glowstone nest with some glowstone. I believe that has to be in the nether. And then the slimy bee comes from the honey treats from the slime nest. So actually, let me go ahead and teach our system to how to make the honey treats, because we are going to need a lot of these honey treats. So good to teach it now rather than later. And let me see. Let me go ahead. I'm going to get some glowstone and just make, I don't know, probably going to want at least 2 stacks. I'll get 3 for the time being. And I'm actually also going to just throw in all of these kind of other not really needed nests in here for the time being. So we're going to need the glowing and the slimy, and we'll get hopefully 3 stacks of the honey treats will be good. Let me see. That's going to be about 120, 180, like 190. Let's just go ahead and make 180 because we already have 4. We're missing pollen. So thought we had enough pollen available. 85. Okay, yeah, that's the only one that I taught our system. So minus 40. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more than 44. So I'm also going to teach our system 2 different crafting recipes. Now, hopefully this doesn't get mixed up. We're definitely going to switch at one point because this is the other way. We are definitely going to get honey bottles, a ton of honey bottles. I just wanted to use up some of the pollen because we don't need as much. But now let's go ahead and make 160. And yeah, we're missing the honey bottles now. So, oh well. Let's see. We can probably get 40 or so. We only really need 1 slimy bee, so a stack of these should actually be good, or like even half a stack. So not a problem. We'll go ahead and head into the nether. So I came up just right above the nether portal and dug out a little area. I'm going to put this ether glass here so that the bee can't escape. Now, if we place the glowing nest down and right-click it with the piece of glowstone, it says repopulation cooldown like 1200 seconds. So don't really remember. I think it's like 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes. Not really sure. But we're going to go ahead and also get some cages. Going to get a couple of the reusable ones. Now, in order to speed this up, and why I got so much glowstone is because you can keep right-clicking this, and it will basically keep not quite halving the time, but it'll definitely reduce the time. So after about like a half stack, it's probably good. But I am impatient, and I am going to just keep right-clicking till it's about down to like 10. Now we have our first glowing bee, and we're just going to do that again with the other stack of glowstone. And boom, got our other glowing bee. And I'm actually going to leave this glowing nest here, and we are going to be coming back here. I'm going to leave that set up there for now because we will be coming back to make some other nests that require to be in the nether. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the slimy nest does not have to be, no, it does have to be in a swamp biome. So I was wrong about that. So let me grab the nature's compass and let me look up a swamp biome. So the nearest one is about 600 blocks away. Not a problem for us. We're already in the time that I'm talking less than 200 blocks, now less than 100 blocks away. Yeah, we are just zooming. It looks like I zoomed past the swamp biome. So again, basically just going to do the exact same thing in this swamp biome. Place this slimy nest down, right click with the honey treat, and go ahead and grab another cage, reusable cage, so that we can go ahead and grab the bee. So now that we have the second slimy bee, I want to go ahead and make some productive bees infrastructure. So the first thing I'm going to want is the bee incubator. So this is going to allow us to actually breed the bees without having them be out and about. So actually, I lied. This is to either turn children into adults or to make the bee spawn eggs here. So we will definitely be getting into bee spawn eggs later. I will go into more depth regarding the honey treats type and all that good stuff. But yeah, so we'll mostly probably be using this to turn children into adults without having to wait for them to grow up. The next thing I want to grab is the bottler. So when we are processing all of our combs and stuff, we will get some honey as a byproduct. And this is going to be used. I'm going to throw this over here for now, but this is just going to be used if we import bottles into here. We can use it to just turn them into honey bottles. So just some extra honey bottle production. The next thing we are going to want is a gene indexer. Again, we'll get definitely more into this later, but we can actually kind of destroy bees and turn them into genes, and then power this with a redstone signal and yeah, get their genes from that. Next thing is that we want is the catcher, and I believe, if I remember correctly, I actually forget what the catcher used to catch bees that are flying around it. So we're not really going to need this. Kind of just made that for the quest reward. The next thing we are going to want is a centrifuge. Now, there are 3 tiers for the centrifuge. There's just the regular one, which we'll make here. And if we take a look at this, we can put upgrades in it. And if I remember correctly, so again, the first tier I don't believe it doesn't require power from breeding here. That's what the powered centrifuge is for, but it's a faster thing that you can use to process your honeycombs. And then the best way to process is the heated centrifuge, which we will be getting into later. It's even faster and can process the blocks itself instead of the combs. So again, we'll definitely be getting into the heated centrifuge later down the line. I do want to keep the power centrifuge on the hot bar here, and we'll go ahead and put this over here. Now, we are going to want a second bottler as well. This will be used later. And then we're going to want, I think it's one more item, which is the item for the breeder itself. I guess I didn't see it in the quest book, but we do have the bee breeding chamber here. So we are going to want to make this. This is what we are going to use to breed the bees. We are going to need a rose bush, though. So I might try to go around and look for that. We can either go into the Bumble Zone, or I believe there are some structures that spawn the rose bush itself, but we are going to need the upgrade Bay Bee here. So going to get some more comb blocks. But so that is about everything that we had time for. Had a lot of fun this episode with killing the Ender Dragon and getting more into productive bees. In the next episode, I plan on doing the same thing, just getting further and further down the productive bee line, as well as getting into immersive engineering. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll see y'all next time.